You are listening to the Live Your High Frequency Live podcast, and I'm your host, Teal Shu. In this podcast, you'll discover how to step into your natural, innate frequency and the highest frequency of the universe, love, to create and live the soul-aligned life you want. If you're a woman who wants to love yourself so completely, stand so fully in your infinite sovereign soul power, be your own safe haven, fill your own cup, and be so financially independent you quit feeling trapped by someone, something, or somewhere, then this podcast is for you. Because you deserve to be unmessable with by the world and live the high-frequency, soul-aligned life you love that is your birthright. And I'll share with you how you can start creating this reality for yourself through your frequency. But raising your frequency isn't about doing more. It's really about untangling yourself from the programming of the world, choosing love over fear, and living as your soul with your identity rooted in love. And when you embody this, your frequency automatically rises. You radiate the high frequency you that you were born as, and you start changing your life. I'm glad you're here. Hey there, welcome to this episode. I'm so glad you're here. This episode I'm calling Buyer's Remorse. Or maybe I should call it No Buyer's Remorse. This one really is inspired by a client I had. I was speaking with her just recently, and she was making the choice to provide something to a loyal client of hers, basically for free. And she was sitting with this and like, well, okay, do I provide this service for free, or do I do nothing? Do I charge? What do I do? So she was sitting with this and exploring into the energy of it to see what felt energetically good to her. And we were talking about this. And what was coming up then was, well, okay, yeah, which choice do you make? Is it A or B or C, right? Is there a right choice? Is there a wrong choice? And I wanted to then dive into this with you because how often in life are you at a crossroads? You're at some decision point. There is a choice in front of you, right? When I say how often, like, kind of a silly thing to say actually, because in every moment of your existence, you have a choice. Every moment is another choice. Every moment is another choice. A choice to choose one path, another path, think a thought, move a certain way, do something, change your life, stay where you are. In each moment, we are constantly presented with opportunity to choose. Every moment is choice. And how often then are you sitting there in these moments, especially when it is a choice that you have the perception of being a big choice? Maybe it's buying a house, buying a car, moving across country, getting into a marriage or relationship or partner or children, or like these things that in life and society we talk about, air quote, big decisions, right? Big life choices. And you're sitting in these moments going, what do I do? And not even with the big choices. Sometimes, honestly, you know what? The big choices are sometimes the easiest ones, but it's the little ones. It's like what my client was experiencing. Well, do I do this thing for free for my client? Do I invest in this company or that company or do nothing? Do I go to Thanksgiving dinner with all of my family, even though I know it's going to be stressful and confusing, but yet, you know, it's nice to see everybody and kind of feel like I should go and be part of the family. And, you know, I like to see them a little bit, or like, no, I'm not going to go. A or B, right? You know what I'm talking about. These choices we make. And so I was talking about this with my client, and we were then digging into how, you know what, though? In truth, there's not really an A or a B. Because we think about A and B as like, well, these are two separate choices, and one is right and one is wrong. And one is best and one is not as best. One is a little bit better and one is not quite as good, right? we look at these things in this comparison mode because we want the one that is, the most fulfilling, feels the best to us, will bring us the greatest expansion that's going to create for us how we're going to feel good, more money, happiness, joy, whatever that expectation is, right? That's the one that we like to choose. Like that's, right, our intention, right? Your intention to choose the one that gets you where you want to go, that feels good, that is the least painful, if you put it another way. And so that can feel hard sometimes, can't it? Right? Making a choice. And then maybe you get into analysis paralysis and you're like the pros and cons and all of the things. Make that easier on yourself. And that's what I'm talking about here in this episode. Make that easier on yourself. What if the pressure on choosing in your life starts to go away because you know that actually there is no right choice and no wrong choice? There is no mistake in whichever you choose. If you move down the path of A, great. If you move down the path of B, great. Why do I say that? There is no right or wrong. Because if you look at this in universal truth, in the universe, there is no right or wrong. There is simply action and outcome, cause and effect, choice and consequence, energy and what the energy creates. And every single bit of it, you've probably heard the phrase, all roads lead to Rome. This is spot on for what I'm talking about here, in that every choice you make, whether it's A or B or you choose Z, all of it leads to where you are ultimately going, which is expansion, higher frequency, learning the lessons, receiving the blessings, growing and evolving, ever step by step to higher frequency, ultimately the highest frequency of love across every bit of your energy, and then eventually transitioning, right? All of it leads there. All of it leads there. So whether you take the route that's like, hey, this is the super windy path, you take the straight path, you take the switchbacks, choose A, choose B, it's all moving to the same place. It's all moving to the same place. I say this because this understanding and awareness, and then when you move into the knowing of it, which is the embodying of this truth energetically, reprogramming into embodying this truth of there's no right or wrong, just the lessons, the blessings, you are ever moving on in your growth and evolution and transformation to higher frequency and bliss and peace. It just diffuses so much out of this A and B because your soul doesn't care about A or B. Your soul knows where you're going. In fact, there is no time, so you're already there. But for this experience in this incarnation, right, you're still making these choices. And if it all leads to where you are going, then does it matter if you choose A or B? There is no wrong choice. You will get what you need. You will get the blessings regardless of which path you choose. Whether you wear the red sweater or the blue sweater, right? Whether you invest in the 401k or not, right? Diffusing, I know I've talked about that a lot, using that word lately, but we have just so much meaning and so much story and energy and belief wrapped up in our lives, in our emotions, our beliefs, our actions, and every choice. Like, there's so much pressure we place on ourselves to do the right thing, make the right choice. And if you don't, you think, I'm going to suffer. There's going to be these bad things that happen. I won't like it as much. Well, what if that's not true? What if that's not true? What if you make whatever choice you make and then you choose to be in the energy of love with that choice? See, so many people will say, okay, and this is where the crux of the matter is, where then you find the shift in the energy and really not then getting into the buyer's remorse around the choices you make and not getting into the pain around a choice you might make. because it's not actually about choosing A or B. You can choose A or B, and there's no right and there is no wrong, and you can experience beautiful outcomes with each choice. When you then choose, the ultimate choice you are to make in each moment is choosing love or fear. Do you choose to choose whatever path it is, A or B or C or X, Y, Z, and you choose love for yourself? You choose to be in peace with what you have chosen. You choose to support yourself 100%. Devotion to the choice you have made and to yourself, supporting you with that choice in whatever way you feel you need to be supported, supporting yourself with resources to support that path you're on, supporting yourself with love and family, coaches, health, wellness, sleep, nourishment, medical care, whatever it is to support you on that path you've chosen. If you've chosen A and then you say, I love myself and I choose love and I support myself with love fully on that path, you buy into that path with devotion and intention that that path will work for you. That path will be better than you ever even imagined it. The universe is already taking care of that path and bringing you better and better and better than you can even imagine and what you have chosen. And it's already taken care of for your best and highest good. And you devote yourself to that path with your energy, your thoughts, your frequency, your mind, your actions, your habits, all of you at that higher frequency. What outcome then are you creating with that path? A higher frequency outcome, regardless of whether A or B is better in any other way. You are making a high frequency, a powerful, evolved, higher frequency path for you, then by choosing to be peaceful about that path, to be loving about that path, to support yourself with that path in whatever way you need to feel loving and peaceful with that path. What choice can you make otherwise? Well, you can choose to be into fear then. You can choose to choose path A and then be like, well, will A be the right path? I don't know. I've chosen A, but I don't know. Is it going to work out well for me? I don't know. How am I going to do this? Oh, this isn't looking quite like I thought it would. I don't know what to do. Oh. And then before you know it, do you resent choosing path A? Do you resent the experience you are on? Are you having buyer's remorse and wishing you'd chosen path B? Choosing love instead of fear. This is the ultimate choice. It's not choosing A. It's not choosing B. It's not vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream. It's choosing to choose love or fear in every moment, regardless of what path you choose. So when you are at these crossroads in every moment of making a bazillion choices like we do every day, the question to ask yourself is not, is A or B better? The question to ask yourself is, which path will I fully support myself with? Which path will I choose love and peace and choose to be devoted to no matter what? Which path will I choose love with and be in love with and stay in the frequency of love with? If you are feeling resentment then at those moments, this is a signal to you then of one, work for you to do, because resentment is an indication of fear and you've got stories and things going on under there for you to suss out and deal with, right? That are keeping you from elevating your frequency, and they're going to impact all of your actions and create more in your life that you resent. So that's very important. But the choice is, which path will I choose and be in the love frequency with? Fully, completely devoted with. No resentment. Not allowing resentment to come in because you choose fear. No, choose love. So resentment does not come in. And consciously making that choice, right? Because what you don't want to do, right, is choosing vanilla ice cream. And after you eat it, 30 minutes later, then, Oh, I wish I had chosen chocolate. No buyer's remorse. No resentment 5 days later. No resentment 30 years later. No woulda, shoulda, coulda, wish I'd donna. That's low frequency stuff, right? And it doesn't matter because your soul does not care. Your soul is about your lessons and blessings and evolving and you going into higher frequency and living as your soul and living as your universe and love, the highest frequency there is. So when I'm saying then support yourself and choose love with whatever path you choose, right? This isn't then just word service and you saying it, right? You have programming, right, that is also not tuned to you choosing love. You have programming that is rooted in fear. And so by me saying you choose love, that is the ultimate choice, choosing love or fear in every moment. That is also you then choosing to do the work, the reprogramming, get into the trenches, get into the mud and the muck and all the stuff to reprogram and clean up the fearful programming and to help you remember and restore you and wipe off the mud so you shine in the frequency of love that you already are. But it doesn't just mean, oh, I choose love, kumbaya, I'm in peace, yay, rah, rah. No, you do the work to support you through this because the programming that you have running now that is fear-based is going to try to keep you from choosing love. And that's not anything malicious. That's just how your biology works. So this, again, isn't just, I choose love and it's all fine. Peace and light, love, hooray, done. No. Continual devotion, continually choosing love and devotion to love, devotion to yourself, devotion to trust in the universe, devotion to you being in that high frequency that you have the awareness from the universe and the soul of your unique wisdom to tell you how to travel path A in a high frequency, air quote, successful manner that creates the high frequency outcomes you want, whether that's money, relationships, health, whatever it is. Do you see how this works? When you choose love, you become aware of even more guidance that helps you continue to choose love, to continue to choose love and be in the high frequency state and receive those loving high frequency outcomes that you desire. To make then the path you have chosen look like what it is you wanted it to do. So this is what's like, no buyer's remorse. Get out of buyer's remorse. Ask yourself the question, I have these choices in front of me. The ultimate choice is choosing love or fear. If I choose love, what is the path? And ask your soul, ask the universe for guidance on this. Divine mind, universe, soul, what is the high frequency loving path for me? Support me in being in love as I choose this path. And no, doesn't matter whichever path you choose, they are all just fine and they're right and good and beautiful and magical and wonderful. Cement that in then with choosing love to support you on that path. So yes, it is better than you even imagine it. Stay in that energy. The universe is there in that energy reflecting back to you to meet you right there and create that for you. To 3D print that into your life, you co-creating with the universe and that energy. All right, so there is your takeaway. There is no choice A or B. That's not the ultimate choice. The ultimate choice is choosing love or fear, and there is no right or wrong choice. Even in choosing love or fear, there is no right or wrong choice. But choose love to create that path you want in just beauty beyond your wildest dreams. You're worthy of that. You're worthy of that. All right. So I'll leave it there and I look forward to seeing you next time. But until then, remember to shine bright. Shine bright. And just like we're talking about here, you are already pure love inside. The universe has formed you in love. You are entirely love. And it's about shining that light out into the world, that love that is already you out into the world. And you're just a little muddy right now. It's just time to clean that off. Clean that off. And this is what the reprogramming does for you. This is what I shared does for you. And then the light shines out. A diamond is still a diamond, even if the diamond is muddy. All right, big hugs to you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here and listening to this entire episode. If you're the kind of woman that likes to help others, then please share this with your friends, family, and circle. Because if you found value, they will too. And if you'd like even more high frequency and life-changing content, please connect with me on Instagram and Threads at Tealshoop Coaching. Now, one last thing, I do have a personal request. I'm here to help make this world a better place for you and for all. So if you would, please leave a candid 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. I'd be so grateful, and through your big-hearted assistance, together we can help other amazing women just like you thrive. Thank you, big hugs to you, and I'll see you in the next episode.